Why is your background blank? Where are you? Are you at home?
I'm at home. I'm sitting in my dining table.
No, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. You know, I'm not a journalist. So
Yes, I know.
so it is really just a conversation, you and I. Just a
Yes.
nice conversation. So, what do your friends call you? Those people who are close to you. What do they
Uh,
call you?
People either call me Will or Willie.
So I will call you Willie. I'll call you Willie. So, how is your injury, the state of your injury after AFCON?
It's all very well actually. Today I finished my first session on the grass, running with the ball, and I'm just matter of days away from rejoining the group if everything continues to progress well. So very well, because initially when I had the surgery, we were talking about 3 to 4 months, and now we are 7 weeks post surgery, and looks like I'm almost ready to join the team again. So I've worked very, very hard these last weeks, and I'm feeling good. So that's the most important thing.
Fantastic. Well, let me start this way. My girls, I have
Yes.
some very beautiful girls who work with me. One of them actually came with me to AFCON.
Okay.
And what the message they sent her was, please get us Willie's telephone number. And I had to warn them off. I said, this Willie is already taken. So tell us about your family.
Yes. So I have three wonderful kids. I'm married, and we are together here. I try to keep my private life quite private for obvious reasons, and I think we really enjoy. We have a very strong family unit here. They're my support, my backbone. My kids are not quite old enough to travel to come and watch me play in Nigeria, but this is one of the things that is keeping me motivated to keep going longer, because my dream is for them to be coming to watch me play for the Super Eagles at home. They're big Eagles fans, Super Eagles fans, and I try to remind them every day how Nigerian they are. So that's my job.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Really. That's it. You are taken. You are not available.
No.
Okay, well, not many people, not everybody realizes that you are actually in Greece.
Yeah.
And you are playing for a club called, well, you have to call it for us. It's PAOK.
Yeah,
it's
PAOK.
Where is it based?
The team is based in Thessaloniki, which is the north of Greece. We have a very strong team.
Your Greek experience.
Yeah, so no, it's PAOK Thessaloniki. It's in the north of Greece. I joined them last summer. I left Watford to come here. And for me, I wanted to play for a team that was playing European football. So now we are in the quarterfinal of the Europa Conference. Tonight, I'm going to watch the team play at the stadium, which was a great experience for me. And also want to play for a team that is ambitious to try to win the league. So we were top of the league. We missed out one game, so we are 1 game in hand now with 2 points behind the leader. So I'm still confident we will be top of the league very shortly when we play the next game. And I wanted to play for a team that wants to win prizes. So we have a good team. I've had a great experience playing in Serie A, playing in the Premier League, playing in the Championship, and playing against some of the best players in the world. But I tend to have been playing for teams that were surviving, and now to play for a team that is thriving to win. It's a nice change, different pressure, but I'm really enjoying it. And I have 2 years left on my contract here. We will see what happens in football. Things are always up for discussion, but my family is really happy, and I'm very happy, and I feel like I have a lot more to give. Because of course now after the AFCON I had my injury when it's really the business time of the season. So PAOK Thessaloniki, great club, very happy, playing for a team that is thriving and is trying to win the league. We're top of the league now. We are playing European football, which was something I hadn't done yet in my career. And yeah, it's been a great experience so far, and I'm looking forward to getting back to help the team now the last weeks of the season.
Let me admit that we met one-on-one closely for the first time in Abidjan during AFCON. And I was very, very impressed with you. The moment we met, it was that we just gelled, and we started, this our relationship. And I know that I've been following you for almost 10 years now, or if not more. I don't know, when you joined the Super Eagles. If I check, I would know. But this last AFCON was your best outing, and it was confirmed by the position that was given to you at the end of it. Not just were you skipper of the Nigerian team throughout, but you are the most valuable player, of the championship itself. A reflection of your leadership role, of your performance on the field, your tenacity despite the injury and everything, your determination to lead your national team to win what had not happened in such a long time. So just tell us about what was different about this AFCON 2023, at least with you as an individual.
I felt like I was most ready for it this time. I had the experience in Egypt where we had the third place, which was my first AFCON. In Cameroon, where I thought we started so well. I think everyone tipped us maybe as the team to win it. And of course, we went out in the round of 16 after sweeping through the group stage. And this time round, I think there's so much value and experience that you can't get before. I felt very calm. I enjoyed the role that I had in the team. I enjoyed playing with my teammates. We had quite a young team, a lot of superstars, players that have massive potential. And there was a real cohesion in the team. So, yeah, there was like a brotherhood. And at parts I felt like together with Kenneth and with Musa, we were like the elder brothers of the group. And there was a real team spirit, which I thrived off and I tried to feed into as well, and a real understanding. So I think all those ingredients help you to perform well. And maybe also because before the tournament, I was considering this to be my last tournament for Super Eagles. And I said to myself, I really just wanted to enjoy it and give my most. So I went in without any personal expectations, and I tried to play as selfless as I could. And in the end, I got a reward for it, which I wasn't gunning for. And it was a real humbling experience and something very special. And has now left me even more hungry to win a trophy. So I think it was a great experience, and I really enjoyed it from the first moment we started the camp until the final, really.
So are you saying that in 8 months or 9 months' time, when we would have the next Nations Cup, because it's coming back to back now, in the first half of 2025, the next Nations Cup?
I think it's in June 2025 now. They put it in the summer.
Okay, they put it back in the summer. So that's in a year's time. And with the hunger that we saw in your belly, so we can look forward to Willie in 2025.
Yes, definitely. 2025, World Cup 2026. These are my main targets, and I feel like I'm coming into the best years of my career. I think, especially as a defender, you have the experience. I feel good physically. I feel like I'm recovering well now from my injury, and I feel more motivated than before to really be part of history and to hopefully have my name up there with some of the greats that have won trophies for Nigeria before. So that's the one thing that I really want to achieve in my career. And I know that I need to play well at club level to put myself in the picture. And when we have the chance, hopefully next year in Morocco, it will be for us to do better than what we did now in Abidjan.
The big question I want to ask you now is this. The Super Eagles did not win the trophy. Yet, the Nigerian government rewarded the Super Eagles like they have never done in history. Like probably no country in history has ever done, to reward a national team that did not win a trophy with everything that they showered on you. Tell us about that last match. Tell us about how you felt after. And on top of that, the rewards that you people now got.
Yeah, I mean, it was, again, I think it was unexpected. I think the part of me, or the part of the team that I'm the most proud of, is the way I think we managed to bring Nigeria together for that month. The way we uplifted the nation. I feel when we came back home in Nigeria, when we landed after the AFCON, despite losing and all the disappointment and upset that we carried ourselves, we were greeted with so much happiness and pride. And yeah, it's a moment that you carry with you for the rest of your life. And I think for the president to recognize the effort that we put in, for him to also be watching the games, we saw different videos of him cheering on the team, and everyone being so invested in us to lead the nation on that particular field of play is the most rewarding thing. So yeah, to get that MON, and some of the players got OON. I think Victor even got MFR. These are titles and things that, you know, for generations, my family is very proud of. Things I'll be able to tell my children about, my parents, my grandparents. If they would be alive now, they will be very proud of that. So it's something very special. And yeah, I think it was very generous from the president to do that. And I think he rewarded us for the effort we put in, and I think what we tried to achieve. Yeah, I'm here again.
Yeah. Okay. I think you ended well. You ended well to say, you know, you thank the president for rewarding you for effort.
Yes. And to motivate us to do better.
Very good. Very good. Well, so, but you haven't told us yet how you felt on the final match. What happened during that match and after?
Yeah, I think the day of the game, I just tried to talk to myself and to my teammates to enjoy the game that we were going to play, to think about the process, to think about what we have to achieve, and not think about the result too much on what we want to get to the end of it. So the way we started the game, we knew we were going to be in a lion's den with Ivory Coast playing at home, escaping death several times, and yeah, being extra motivated. So we knew what was waiting for us. Yet I don't think we 100% could handle the game that came at us. However, when I scored in the first half, I felt like this was going to be our moment, regardless of us not playing the best football in the final, unlike we were doing earlier in the tournament. There still felt this real sense of a realistic ability to achieve a win. I think it wasn't until the halftime when, again, we spoke with ourselves, and I said to the guys, you know, this is the moment where they're going to come out even more, because, you know, they've got nothing to lose now. We can't try to cruise on the 1-0. We need to try and score again. Because, yeah, the moment they score, the game will change. And that's exactly what happened. So after the game, final whistle, I think there were some tears. I was upset. I was proud. I was emotional. I was overwhelmed. And, yeah, it just felt like an anticlimax of a 6-week tournament build-up. But there was also a real sense of pride for us to be there, and what we had achieved with the team, I think, before the tournament, where a lot of people wouldn't have even put us in that position, that we can still walk away with our head held high. But yeah, it was upsetting, and I don't like to think about it too much, because yeah,
I know.
There's no way I can change that. And yeah, I thought about so many things I would want to do different, but that's football.
Okay, beyond football. Now let's look beyond football? What has been your relationship with Nigeria beyond football?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's been
Do you
quite.
visit from time to time? And what do
Yes,
you
yes, yes. I think that's why for me it's
How
been
close
quite
are you to Nigeria?
special because my father lives in Lagos, and ever since, well, when I was a little boy, he always lived in Lagos because he worked there. So I spent every Christmas holiday, summer holiday, Easter holiday in Lagos. And when I was young, very young, this is before I can remember, but I've seen many pictures. I went back to Uyo to my village where my grandparents were still alive. And yeah, for me, Nigeria has always been part of what I consider to be home. So when I played my first game in 2015 in Kaduna under Stephen Keshi, the only thing that was different for me that time was that I was coming to Nigeria to play football. Because before that, I came to Nigeria to spend time with family, to relax, to enjoy the holidays when I wasn't in school. And then all of a sudden, the dynamic changed to yeah, actively representing Nigeria and trying to do the best for the country. So my relationship with Nigeria has been ever since I was born, not just through my genetics and my dad and my heritage, but the time I spent there. And ever since, there's become less leisure time in Nigeria because I'm so busy with my playing schedule in Europe. But I always enjoy the 3 or 4 times that we are in the country whenever we are with the Super Eagles. And sometimes I can manage to steal one day before, one day after the camp to enjoy myself when I'm there. So yeah, it's a special, and I feel like over the years I've connected more and more with my roots there. And yeah, I feel very proud to be Nigerian.
Playing for the Super Eagles, what have been your worst and your best moments? So many people have asked me that question. And
Yes.
the worst moment for me, I don't want to even think about it. I don't want to talk about it because it's so painful. So I don't know if you want to answer that, but the best and the worst moments for you.
I think that my best and my worst moments have been connected. I think I haven't gone as far to win a trophy, which will be the ultimate joy. But I've been so close, painfully close. I think playing in the 2018 World Cup when we were drawing 1-1 against Argentina before they scored 2-1 in the 86th minute for us to pass the group stage. That was such a sense of pride to be there again to represent Nigeria at the World Cup. But then so painful not to pass against Lionel Messi and his team.
Yeah.
So those moments go hand in hand. And I think the same I would say for the final in Abidjan. You know, it was again such a beautiful moment to be there and to play that game, and to be in a final after everything that we had to overcome to get there. For us not to go all the way and lift the trophy is also probably the most painful moment of that. So yeah, they kind of go hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think that's the way I look back at what we've done so far. But hopefully there's better times ahead.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think so too. I just think that from 2025, things are going to change. But there's one raging, controversial issue that I don't want you to get involved in, really. But I must ask you, you know, because it is so important. I hope you will navigate gently through the question I'm going to ask you now. Because
Yeah.
the most discussed matter in Nigeria today is the matter of who is going to handle the national team going forward as we go into this very hopeful 2025 season. In June, we are qualifying for the World Cup and beyond. I don't want you to go and say, oh, it is this coach or that coach. But you have worked now under several foreign coaches. I'm not sure you worked under any Nigerian coach, but the foreign coaches have not delivered. They have not delivered in recent years. In your own estimation, and with the relationship that you have with Nigerians now, and you have worked with assistant coaches of Nigeria, do you think that a Nigerian can handle the national team? Would a Nigerian be better than the coaches, the foreign coaches that we have worked with, that came without much pedigree and all that. Don't let me go that route. But what do you think of a Nigerian handling the national team?
I think that would be the ideal situation for our team, to be completely honest. I think if you look in Africa...
Say that again. Say that again. Say that again.
I think that will be the ideal situation for our team, if I'm completely honest. And I say that because I see Senegal, for example, what they achieved with their coach. Ivory Coast now, when they changed their coach in the tournament, because there's something that has to be said about a coach understanding the culture of a country, understanding the players, ideally having walked the same route, having been a player themselves before, having played at the AFCON or the World Cup stage before, for them to be able to share that experience and to have that complete relatability. So I would love to see a Nigerian coach be the head coach of the Super Eagles. And I think that we have different candidates that have the qualifications to do so also. But on the other side, I can't dismiss having a foreign coach, because my experience under Gernot Rohr was also very good. We went to the World Cup. We went to the AFCON semi-final in Egypt. Now with Jose Peseiro, where there was a lot of criticism before the tournament and maybe the year leading up to it, for him to take us up to the AFCON final is also a very big achievement. And it's difficult to say, because I like to think beyond nationalities and identities and political decisions, and I like to think that whatever decision will be made will be the best for the team, and eventually, if it's a Nigerian coach or a foreign coach, if the Super Eagles can win an AFCON trophy or go further in the World Cup than they've ever done before, it will be a success for everybody, and mainly all Nigerians. So I think that's the bigger picture that we have to keep in mind.
What people say, armchair critics mostly, is that when you have a Nigerian coach, the players who are usually superstar players in Europe would not respect them. From your own personal experience of working with coaches, and all the coaches you have worked with, Nigerian coaches, they have all been also superstars from the past. So do you think such fears are justified, that you players would not respect a Nigerian coach because he's a Nigerian?
No, I think from my experience, how I see it from my perspective in the change rooms, I don't think there is a level of respect change. I think every manager has their own authority. I think there's always a thin line you have to walk between being close to a group and being a manager of a group, because sometimes the more relatable you make yourself, the less of a strong hand or stronghold you might have on a group, when they see you more as a legend, old teammate instead of a head coach. But then on the other side, if you are too distant, then they might also find it difficult to take your orders, because they don't think you understand them. So in my experience so far, I don't think there has been a level, or when we look at Nigerian coaches or assistant coaches that we've had, and the best coaches in the world, if you talk about the top teams, talk about your Mourinho's, your Ancelotti's, Pep Guardiola's, the one thing they know very well is how to manage characters and how to get the best out of people. And I think you have to be selfless in that way. There's got to be no jealousy or envy about who is a big star in the team, or sometimes you have players that are at the moment bigger than a coach or than a team. But you have to find a way to handle them and to keep them on site. And I think if you do that, then you have the recipe for success. So I think as Nigerians, we always have a great sense of pride. I can also be my own worst enemy with that. And I think once the pride gets set aside and everybody's pulling in the same direction, then it really doesn't matter who the coach is or where they're from, in my opinion.
We are projecting into the future. We are almost done with this conversation. We are projecting into the future now. You are one of the most experienced players ever in the national team. I must tell you that, looking at where you have played, how you have represented the country at the Nations Cup, not just one Nations Cup, at the World Cup, and so on and so forth. Look for us into now and beyond. You are speaking with Nigerians now.
Yeah.
You know the young players that we have now. How good are we going forward from your experiences at AFCON? How good is that team now going forward?
I think our team, when I look at our team, I feel like we haven't touched the ceiling yet. I think there's more in this team. I think you always have to be careful to have a balance of experience, of young, of talent. I think this tournament, we probably got that right. I think we had such valuable members like Ahmed Musa, the captain of the team, Kenneth, when he played, who has been at he's already won an AFCON and could share his experience and has played at, I want to say, 4 now, maybe more. And there is a real phase in the team now where I think a lot of the younger ones, when we talk about Osimhen, we talk about maybe Ndidi or some of the players that are graduating from young players to experienced players, and what they can carry the team forward in the next years to come. I'm very excited, and I think for every position now we have a young talented player and we have an experienced player. It's just up to the coach, and I think the AFCON that has just passed now would give so much to some of the players who haven't been playing in a final yet, or haven't been in a position to really compete for prizes, to be more ready for the next one. So that makes me very hopeful, and I feel like the talent in Nigeria is endless. And whenever we think we need something else, there's always a new player popping up. And I would love to see players like Victor Boniface, for example, who's just go on to lead his team to win the Bundesliga. Nathan Teller, who's there also playing. And there's more and more players that are doing so well at club level on the world stage, that are now available to play for Nigeria and still have their whole international career ahead of them. So that promises, I think, better things in the future.
We have 2 victors now.
Yes.
Victors.
Now we just need victory.
Victor Boniface, Victor Osimhen. Can you imagine these 2 guys, the best in Germany, the best in Napoli, and we're looking for those who can deliver the goods for us in front of goal?
Yes, but then however much I respect them, you can't dismiss players like Taiwo Awoniyi. You can't dismiss Ciro Dessers. You can't dismiss Sadiq Umar. There's so many players and so much talent all around the place. Is that I think is raising the level of the team as we go on month by month, week by week. And the great thing about it is that throughout the year, throughout a World Cup campaign, AFCON campaign, players have injuries, players lose form, and now I feel like we have so many players that can step in and play whenever they're playing best. They can see the potential and the excitement as well.
So last message now for Nigerians as we just pack up. Just your final thoughts, your final words to Nigerians now.
My final words would be that these will not be my final words. I would like to say a big thank you for everyone who has supported the team. I feel like in my international career, which is going to be up to 10 years shortly, I've seen a real ups and downs. I've seen change of spirit, and I feel like the way that Nigeria is supporting the team now pushes us on really to do better. I think it will be my dream and my real way of saying thank you to win a Nations Cup in my time. But besides that, besides just being talking about the football pitch, there's other things that I want to do to give back to Nigeria. I'm very excited about my foundation, which is launching back home in Uyo in June. And I think there's so many players that are doing their own parts to create opportunities in the future for other youth and players to follow in the footsteps of yourself, of myself in the long run. And that is my real excitement, and hopefully it'll be a way to say thank you to all the Nigerians and everything that Nigeria's given me in my playing career, and the opportunity to express myself and to speak to people like yourself on podcasts, on TV shows, on media outings, for all of us to promote Nigeria and to make it a better place.
On behalf of all Nigerians, on behalf of all Nigerian footballers, past and present, local and international, I want to thank you, William Troost Ekong, for being my guest this afternoon, for the services that you have rendered your country so selflessly, for the sacrifices you made at AFCON, playing all the matches but one, with an injury that has kept you out for several months now. I thank you on their behalf, and I wish you the best going forward. Salute your family for me.
I will do. Thank you, Big Seg. I appreciate you very much. God bless you.
Thank you, Willie. I'll be in touch.
Take care.